Now we're on to the NL. So the Braves, things can only get better. Okay. Yeah, we didn't do a video on this. I was considering it, but they did lose Jurickson Profar to the PED suspension. And I guess Reynaldo Lopez is out. But what do you think about the Braves? Do you think things will get better?
I didn't realize that the Lopez injury would be like a long-term thing. So that's news to me.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, they can only get better. As soon as Muncy, I don't know if you watched the game last night, as soon as Max Muncy hit that double to tie the game, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so.
I think it was to tie the game. I was like, yeah, there's no way the Dodgers are losing this game. And then Ohtani comes up in first pitch, and you're like, it's gone. It was ridiculous. Like, you could have put $10,000 on it. I'm not a bettor. But
absolutely.
Yep. It felt like the whole world knew that was about to happen.
Yep. Totally agree. 0-7 is really bad. That's my first thing. Obviously, things can only get better. Yeah, they still have some talented guys, but you never want to start off the season 0-7. That's pretty terrible. I will say one of my takes that, since we didn't do a Jurickson Profar video, I am curious if the steroids started last year, because last year was his breakout year, and he just didn't get caught until now. But if that did happen, I mean, might have been worth it for the contract. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not saying steroids are ever worth it. Don't do them.
He did say in his statement that he got tested like 8 times last year, and he was negative all of them.
Yeah.
I personally just don't know how you would get by with it last year.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just suspicious to me. And my sweet prince, Stuart Fairchild, is now on the Braves, so I'll be cheering for them. Marlins, they're the fighting fish. Christina with the wordplay there. Let's see. The thesis here is this pesky team is fun to watch with aggressive base running and solid pitching. What do you think about the Marlins or the fighting fish?
Yeah, well, their first 3 games were really fun because they were all walk-offs. So that was fun to see, especially against the Pirates. But, the offense is really bad. The pitching's just kept them in games. And I think Max Meyer's good. Sandy looks like Sandy.
That's good.
And then they'll eventually get back Yuri Perez. So, I don't know. It's how they've always been. They've always had really good pitching, and the hitting is, abysmal. So, that's about all I got.
Totally agree. We'll be curious. I don't know. They're just, if you ask an average MLB fan that just pays attention sometimes, there's a very strong chance that they could name 0 hitters in the Marlins lineup right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even like me, who I consider myself an above average MLB fan, there are a few guys that I just have no idea who these guys are. But that can be fun, Maybe you'll find a diamond in the rough or something like that. We'll enjoy watching the Marlins. Mets, the jury is still out on the rotation. What do you think?
Yeah. The Manaea setback is scary. Montas, him missing time is scary.
Yeah.
Senga's a really weird one because he just has these weird issues of he struggles really early, or he has some freak injury. I do I think Clay Holmes will be good. He'll just need some testing because it's his first time being a full time. But Tyler McGill, I think he's more of a reliever. He's just a stuffy kind of pitcher.
Yep.
Griffin Canning's not good. And I think David Peterson is like a solid like number 4. But that's not really any praise to the rotation.
Right.
So they definitely have some things to sort out. I don't even know if it's adding or subtracting guys from the rotation. I think it's just more of figuring out who guys really are. So, yeah, the injuries don't help.
Agree. My take is I'm fading the Mets hard.
Yeah, I was going to. The rotation, even healthy, just wasn't really anything that made me go crazy over the Mets.
Yeah, and it may sound like I'm hating, but I think the rotation and also like I know he's not hitting great and he's Juan Soto, but I'm not a big fan of how Juan Soto himself. I mean, I guess what else would you do? But when he got that contract, and he was like, "Oh, I really like the Mets culture and stuff like that." Like, dude, come on, man. That's just my opinion. I just think that it's okay to admit that hey, they were the highest bidder, and that's great.
Yeah.
I think we need to be honest with ourselves, and I think that'll help this team a little bit. Nationals, Keibert Ruiz poised for turnaround season. This is a team that coming into the season we really liked. We were kind of gushing about them in our preview, but they haven't performed that well. What do you think about the Nats?
I like the Keibert Ruiz shout.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I am terrified about Dylan Cruz. I don't know if he's gotten a hit yet.
Yeah. No, 0 hits.
Yeah, he's like the only guy in the league without a hit. So that's scary. Spring, he had a problem too with like secondary stuff. So it's kind of fastball or bust for him, but he hasn't hit the fastball either. So I am terrified considering that he was a top 5 prospect and that I owned him in Dynasty Baseball. So.
Yeah, I'm concerned about you, Vlad, and I'm also concerned about Dylan Cruz. That is not very great. Not great news for Nationals, but hey, at least you got Keibert Ruiz, right?
Yeah.
Phillies, Luzardo, Kepler might be more than complementary pieces. Todd Zalecki. What do you think? Can the Phillies, quote unquote, run it back?
I mean, I think Luzardo is just overshadowed by all these other arms.
Yeah.
He's really good. I'm not saying he's going to win like Cy Young, but he could certainly like get votes for it. I don't think that's too far fetched. He's just a really good left-handed starter when he's healthy. And then Kepler was the biggest change of scenery guy. Sometimes things in Minnesota with the Twins can just get really stagnant. Like, talk about run it back. Like, they're the kings of running it back.
Mm-hmm.
And Kepler's had some years, like 2019, he was a monster. Like, he hit the ball really hard.
Yep.
He's always been a really good defender. So I think playing in Citizens Bank, I think the right field, not porch, but the dimensions of Citizens Bank will help him out in right field. At Target Field, the right field wall is like huge. So in Philly, might lead to more home runs. I don't think it would be crazy. I wouldn't really bat an eye if he hit like 20, 25 homers and played Gold Glove defense. So
I agree. I was kind of fading this team in the offseason because of, they had that whole kind of, not sure if this is alleged or if it's true, but apparently they were shopping Alec Boehm and Castellanos.
Yeah.
They weren't sure what was going to happen. And although they didn't trade those guys, I think this is the best team in the NL East, and I don't think it's particularly close.
I agree.
That's my kind of, not hot take, but lukewarm.
Also, one more thing. Kyle Schwarber might hit 60 home runs.
Kyle Schwarber is ridiculous. Crazy. Good for him. Glad he's not on the Cubs anymore.